Hey guys, I'm getting started just a little bit early just to test some things out. This has kind of been a trial and error getting to this, right? So I'm trying to see if I could see the comments over in my laptop while I'm using the portal. Because the portal, I love, because check it out. It follows me around. And I'm a little bit hyper, so I jump from one side to the other. So the portal acts like my own personal videographer. So send me a comment and let me see if I can check it out or not. And then we're going to start the class in about 2 minutes or so. Sound cool? All right. Looking for any comment. Ah. Hi guys, we're going to start the class in about 1 minute. We're going to wait for some other people to come on. We're going to talk about some really cool sciencing. Right now, if you guys could, just send me like one little comment, maybe what science means to you, maybe 1 or 2 words what science means to you, and I'm going to see if I can check those comments out on my other device over here because I'm using the portal, which super follows me around, so I like it because it's like my own personal videographer, but unfortunately, I can't see the comments. And so a lot of times when I'm responding to stuff, I'm just responding to stuff that I'm not seeing, that I'm just guessing is out there. Sorry about the last one, by the way. Somebody was asking me if a wolf hibernates. Not usually. I didn't see the comments till after. So a lot of things that looked like I was replying to a comment. How you guys doing? We're going to start the class about now. Does that sound cool? So if anybody can leave me a comment, and then I'm going to see if I can reply to it in live time. So it's kind of a work in progress, right? Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing? Good? You guys having a good day so far? So you guys know my name is Gene, and what I do is I go from school to school and class to class, and in a lot of libraries, and we go and look for kids that really like science. So how many of you guys really like science? Give me a thumbs up. Nice. All right, so what I want you to do is think. What is science to you? In 1 or 2 words, what does science mean to you? What do you think? Just type in anything in your name and let me know what science is to you. I'm going to see if I can read this in real time before we get going too much here. Let's see. Nice. Cool. So science is the deep discovery of everything, right? So if you really like space, then you could be into astronomy. If you really like the ocean, you could be into oceanography. If you really like bugs, you could be into entomology. But today specifically, we're going to be talking about life cycles. I know this is inverted. It's like backwards, right? Mirrored because I'm on my portal. But it says life cycles. So we're going to talk about life cycles. Are you guys ready for that? All right, let's go. So everything alive has a life cycle. Every single thing alive has a life cycle, right? And all the life cycles are connected. And we're going to talk about how all those life cycles are connected together. So you have a life cycle, right? So you're born and your life cycle right here is a picture of my eldest, right? So my eldest child started out as a baby, right? And then he grew, and he became a toddler. And then he became a boy, a teen, a graduate, and then an adult, right? So that's his life cycle. But maybe something you didn't know about him and didn't know about you is you are viviparous. Can we all say viviparous? You guys ready? Set? Viviparous. That's right, you're viviparous. But what is viviparous? What does that mean? Does anybody have a pretty good guess what viviparous is? That you're born, yeah. So if anybody knows Spanish, vive! ¿Cómo se dice vive en inglés? Right, vive, you're alive. You're born alive. Let's see if this portal follows me, right? Because this is why we have it right here. So you are viviparous. You're born ready to eat, ready to drink, and ready to go to the bathroom, right? That is viviparous. You are born alive. So let's think, and think about maybe some other things that are born viviparous. Can you guys say viviparous? Viviparous. So remember, when you're typing in something, type in something that can eat, drink, and go to the bathroom right when it's born. What do you think? Right, a cow is viviparous. Very good. A dog is viviparous. And a puppy. Yes, so they're viviparous. Right when they're born, they can eat, drink, and go to the bathroom, right? You get a new puppy, you're like, I'm totally going to take care of it. It goes bathroom on the floor. What am I going to do? That's right. A puppy is viviparous. Yes, cats. Cats are viviparous. Exactly. You got it, right? So giraffes are viviparous. What else is viviparous? It's born ready to eat, drink, and go to the bathroom. Pigs are viviparous. Right. So a lot of animals in the zoo, a lot of animals on the farm. We are viviparous. Mammals, all mammals. Well, let's think about that for a moment, right? Are all mammals viviparous? Maybe a couple are not. Can you think of one that might not be? How about we hold that thought and we'll get back to it later. Right now, you got to know something about science, right? So if there's an exception to the rule, then we change it, because in science, rules are rules. Kind of not like English, where I is for E, except after C, and for a lot of sciences it makes sense because Einstein, right? If there's a rule, it's a rule in science, right? So think about some exceptions that might not be viviparous that are mammals. Are there mammals that are not viviparous? Let's think about that. Okay, while we're thinking about that, let's go over here because we're talking about life cycles, right? So one of the life cycles, come over here with me. You guys here? Cool. Check this out. So what is this? Right, a plant. Very good. So plants definitely have a life cycle. They start off as a seed, and then they become a sprout, and then they become a plant through photosynthesis, right? You guys remember last week we were talking about the green light waves, the chlorophyll that's coming down? Yeah, you guys hear that? You're going to see that in a minute. And so they soak up the sun, and that's their life cycle. Why are plants so important to us? Can anybody guess why plants are so important to us? Why do you think they're so important to us? Right, they grow food. That's exactly right. So you use photosynthesis, they produce sugars, they produce foods. That's awesome. Why else are they so important to us? That's right. They produce oxygen. All right, you guys are going to breathe in with me 3 times and out. You guys ready? Let's go. Ready? Go in. Oxygen. Carbon dioxide. Oxygen. Carbon dioxide. Oxygen and carbon dioxide. 2 out of 3 of those breaths that you just took in was produced by plants in the ocean. Did you know that? That's right. Like diatoms, right? Seaweed, kelp, coccolithophore. I love that one, right? I think some of my science friends are happy that I said that one for sure. So 2 out of 3 breaths are produced by oxygen. But plants are so important to us because they make oxygen. So that's one kind of life cycle. All right, let's go to another life cycle. You guys ready? Let's go. So another kind of life cycle are all of these things that go through metamorphosis. Can you guys say metamorphosis? Good job. All right, name a couple things that you know go through metamorphosis. So metamorphosis is changing from one thing to another in the middle of its life. That's why I really like bugs. But bugs aren't the only thing that goes through metamorphosis, right? So they go from being able to live in one place to another, and they change a whole bunch of things. They're like mighty morphers right in the middle. How cool is that? Right, butterflies. Butterflies go through metamorphosis. Yep. Beetles go through metamorphosis. Ladybugs go through metamorphosis. That's right. Well, mantis go through partial metamorphosis. So let's talk about that, okay? So This is how their life cycle goes. And the life cycle is going and going and going to keep that species alive, to keep it going and going. And it's really important that we understand it. So it starts off in an egg. And it doesn't matter if it's a butterfly, a moth, a ladybug, a bee, an ant, a mantis. Everything that goes through metamorphosis happens to start off in an egg. I'm going to show you something really cool. If I can get it working. Let's see. I got to turn on the microscope for this one. You guys ready to do a little bit of microscopy? All right. So, let's see this. So it starts off on an egg. Can you guys see that? You can't, huh? It's so tiny, like I could see the leaf, but what's on it? Well, check that out. See if you could see it. You see that egg? What kind of egg is that? It's on a milkweed leaf. That's a big hint. So what kind of egg do you think that is? See, there's a little hole in it if you could see it pretty good. Let me get it a little bit bigger for you guys so you guys could check it out. Can you guys see that? You see that hole on there? Yeah, the caterpillar ate its way out. That's right, it's a caterpillar. It's on a milkweed leaf. Do you know what kind of caterpillar that egg is? That's right, it's a monarch caterpillar. How did you know that? Because monarchs eat milkweed. That's right. A lot of different butterflies or even moths only eat one kind of plant. So gold fritillary, they'll eat like passion vine. We have swallowtail that'll eat fennel and dill. The black swallowtail that eats all different kinds of citrus, right? So there's all different hollyhock for painted ladies. So yeah, they're not really that pestistic and they eat that. How cool is that? So they start off their life cycle. Let's come over here. They start off their life cycle in an egg and then they become a larva. This is the larva stage. Can you say larva? Good job. You guys want to see some really cool caterpillars? All right. I'm going to open this up and we're going to check out some super cool caterpillars that I have here. Oh, whoa. I'm going to bring them over to you so you can see them kind of close up. Check that. I know there's a butterfly there too. You see that? That's a monarch caterpillar. Eating, eating, eating. So as a larva phase, they eat. And check this out. So you guys remember those little ones you saw earlier, right? So these guys right here, but look how big it got. You guys remember I told you that caterpillars only have 6 legs, right? So they are classified as insects. So see up here? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. And down here, they look totally different, don't they? They're pro-legs. They're like graspers. So this is also a caterpillar. And this one is, some people call it a tomato worm or a hornworm, something like that, right? So it's going to turn into a sphinx moth. How cool is that? And it's going to go also into a chrysalis. So let's talk about that. So these are the caterpillars in the larva stage, and a lot of things go through this, right? So they eat, like the hungry caterpillar in this stage. All right, I'm going to put these guys back over here. Let's go back over here. So they start off as an egg, and if you're in an egg, you're not viviparous. That's a whole nother thing. You are one of my favorite words. You guys have to say it just like this. So there's viviparous, where you start off ready to eat, drink, and go to the bathroom. Remember, you're viviparous. But if things come out of an egg, they are called oviparous. Can you guys say that with me? Just like that, though. Ready? Oviparous. That's right. That means you come out of an egg. That's oviparous. Good job. All right, so all these guys are oviparous, outside of an egg. So they're in an egg, they're oviparous. Then they're in the larva state, like a caterpillar or a larva. So ladybugs do it too, right? And then they go into the pupa phase. Let me move this out of the way. There we go. Sorry about that. All right, so here they're in the pupa phase. And in the pupa phase, this is where all the craziness happens, right? So they go all the way from maybe just walking around with their 6 legs and their other things. Let me find a couple of these. Let's show you guys some really cool stuff here. All right, so they go from being an egg, oviparous, to being a caterpillar or a larva, to being a chrysalis or a cocoon. And chrysalis and cocoons are two totally different things, even though inside there it's all mushy, right? But the only thing that stays is their eyes and their nervous system. Oh man, let me go see if I can find one of these really cool ones. Ha! Eureka! I think I have one. All right. So in this phase, when everything is really mushy around, right? So nothing is the same in there, right? This was one of those caterpillars, the big green one that we saw. And now it's a chrysalis. So a chrysalis is its last exoskeleton. Remember, bugs, every time they get bigger, they have to shed their exoskeleton, right? So this right here is the exoskeleton, the last one of that bighorn worm. So everything in here is really mush, and it's changing. It's changing to be able to walk. It's growing wings. Everything is changing. It's getting a proboscis, which is something that sucks up the juice that it's going to need when it's older. But is it alive during this phase? What do you think? Do you think it can defend itself during this phase? What do you think? Well, let's look, okay? Check this out. Okay, we'll see if this is going to be alive. You guys ready? Okay, check it out. I'm not moving it. Look, I'm totally still. It's moving on its own. So in the pupa phase, it actually can defend itself. See, it's important for us to know the difference between viviparous and oviparous. And the biggest reason is, if you're viviparous, you're ready to eat, drink, and go to the bathroom, and you can defend yourself, right? But if you're oviparous, ready, go oviparous. Oviparous, good job. If you're oviparous, you're born in an egg. And you can't do very much except sit there. So a lot of things that are oviparous, they lay a lot of eggs. And most things that are viviparous, they give 1 or 2 or just a couple of births at a time, right? Because our survival rate is really good. Because we can, right? So cool. So it's really good for scientists to understand what's oviparous and viviparous. So let's go back. So these are cocoons. All cocoons are made out of silk. Somebody totally remembers. Right. So all cocoons are made out of silk, and all chrysalis are made out of exoskeletons. So the moth already emerged from this, but I want you to hear, this is an exoskeleton. Listen. See that? It's just really light. It's just a little exoskeleton. So we have a couple different ones. We have a monarch one in there. We have some Gulf fritillary, swallowtail in there. Check that out. Butterfly Farms loaned that to us. How cool are they? Big shout out to them. All right, so let's go back and check this out. Where are we at now? So they start out, oviparous inside of an egg, and then they go through the larva stage where they eat, and then they go to the pupa stage. This is where all the change happens, where they go from being able to walk on leaves to be able to fly. Now they can go into a whole different part of the world. How cool is that? And then they become an adult, right? So here's an adult monarch that came out today. Check that out. That's a boy, and I can tell it's a boy because it has 2 little pheromones on the back, 2 little dots that puts it off there. But when the mama ones go out, they have to lay their eggs on milkweed, right? Because remember how I said a lot of butterflies and even moths really want one specific kind of food. So the monarchs, they want milkweed. So how do they know that it's milkweed? How can they tell that it's milkweed? They fly around, they flap around because they have to lay their eggs so their larva can eat it, right? So how do they know? Yep, they use one of their senses to taste. Which sense are they using? Their tongue? Well, they have a proboscis that goes really, really deep into flowers to get nectar out. But that's not what they're tasting with. Check this out. You guys see that? Yeah, he's tasting with his feet. Wiggle your toes. That would be gross, right? But for him, it's really, really good because then you can go really fast back and forth and watch out for predators. So it's a really good way to keep your life cycle going and going and going. All right, guys, we want to talk about at least one more kind that ties into everything. Are you guys ready for this? This is one of my favorite parts. Check this out. Let me go over here, see if it comes out. You guys see this? Yeah, let's see if it goes. Yeah! All right. Another thing that goes through metamorphosis during its life cycle are frogs, amphibians, those types of things, right? So all different kinds of frogs go through metamorphosis. Have you guys ever seen that paper in your classroom? And I'll take a picture of this. Have you guys ever seen that paper in your classroom that shows you guys metamorphosis of a frog? If you're in the first or second grade, you guys have probably seen that paper that shows you that frogs start off in eggs. So if they start off in an egg, are they viviparous or oviparous? Right, oviparous. Again, let's say that. Oviparous. That's right. Some teachers are going to be like, why is all the students saying that? Oh, gee. Okay. So they start off in eggs. So they're and then they become tadpoles. Okay, and then right. You guys are so way ahead of me. Exactly. So they lose their tail, they get arms, they get legs, and they're going through metamorphosis to become a frog or a salamander, something like that. So check these guys out. So here's the thing, right? So I have a whole bunch of, you see that? Can you guys see that? So this tadpole right here is starting to get legs. You can kind of see it right there. See it swimming around? Kind of cool. We have a couple of them in here. This one has legs. Let's see. This is a nacris that we haven't eaten. Here's a really little one compared to them. See those? See those guys? So if I took this out of water, would it be able to survive, this tadpole? So if I lifted it out of the water, not too long, right? It needs to go in the water. Why? Right, because it breathes underwater. Using what? Gills. Right, so as a tadpole, not only does it get legs and it gets arms and it absorbs its tail, but something even cooler happens. You guys ready for this? All right, check this out. Whoa, whoa. So, this is my toad. Check him out. Pretty big, right? So clearly it went through metamorphosis. So it got arms, it got legs, but I'm able to hold it out of the water. Why? Because during metamorphosis, it developed what? Sure, it developed its arms and its legs, but during metamorphosis, it developed lungs. It developed lungs. So now it can breathe what? Oxygen. That's right. So now, can you imagine going through your life and being like, oh my gosh, hey guys, I totally want to go out with you, but hold on just a sec. We can go out as soon as I get my lungs. What? Right in the middle of the life. So this guy developed lungs. Yes, arm, leg. Don't you think it should be on that paper that we say it develops arms, it develops legs, it loses its tail after being a tadpole, and it develops lungs so that it can breathe oxygen. All of these life cycles are tied to each other and need each other. So we need to understand all of their life cycles so that we can take care of them. Does that totally make sense to you? All right, guys, there's another guy in here. Here's a little, you guys see that guy? Ribbit. Right. All right, guys. Oh, did you guys want to see the Cecropia? A Cecropia is one of the largest moths in North America, and it spent a lot of time in its cocoon, and then it came out. Check this out. Here it is right here. Look at that. How cool is that? Look at that. Isn't that neat? So that went through metamorphosis. That's its life cycle. All right, guys, what I want you to do is I want you to explore and discover, think about how all of the different life cycles impact the thing that you discovered and why everything is connected. Write about it, draw about it, send it to me in Messenger. I'll post it up. And what I really want you guys to do is please stay curious and keep on sciencing.